Hello. We are just past the previous case and are now going to talk to the people that were involved in it. After the fact, I guess. That's where we ended last time, so let's check it out. Hey, Joseph.
这一晚真是跌宕起伏，曲折离奇，大起大落呀。
Uh-huh.
看你明察秋毫，见微知著，刮目相看。
Yeah, quite literally. Mm-hmm.
约瑟，学习成语，不能急于求成。
仲，何出此言，令我黯然神伤。
这叫欲速则不达。
Uh-huh.
那你能评价一下我的成语水平吗？
可谓是惊天地，泣鬼神。
意料之中，心心相印。
Yeah, totally. Totally right. First made war.
此番过后，引出姑娘和德满兄，怕是都无法继承遗产了。
Most of them, huh?
沈先生不说，我都没注意这事。所以说，善恶终有报。
I think Yangtze should still get it. She's
小
cool.
妹嘛，她若需要钱，我作为哥哥，不会坐视不管。
That's nice.
阿福，你一直跟着我，有什么事？
True, I guess it felt so natural, given how he's been doing that most of the game. But doesn't really, you know, he didn't really join us officially, did he? Since this is still in the past.
现在说话完全没问题了。
Okay.
那太好了。这几天要清淡饮食，少说话，多让舌头休息。
先生真厉害，那么难的案子都被你破解了。
其实，要不是小娥复仇心切，此案未必。
I mean, then this case wouldn't have happened.
但最后结果是好的。那些证物和证言，像一颗颗散落的鱼丸，被先生巧妙地串在了一起，变成了鲜美的鱼丸串。
Yep. Everybody is a wordsmith
你
today.
不妨直说。
Or maybe no, not a wordsmith, but, you know, a lyricist.
我想说，先生所做的事十分之有意义。
Thanks.
如果当年的尸标案能有人查明真相，就能避免今天的悲剧发生了。所以，我想给先生当助手。
你晕血，怎么做侦探助手？命案现场少不了有血迹。
Maybe it wasn't actually the blood that made him faint, but something else.
这个问题我早就想好了。先生，你看，
这是你的新发明。
Do those glasses make blood look a different color, so you're okay with it? Like that Danganronpa pink?
这是我查案专用的滤光灯，我都试好了，只要带着它就不会晕血。
Great.
还真是悠闲。
先生同意了，我等会儿就去收拾行李。
I'm not sure I agreed, but hey, it is inevitable at this point. We know. It has come to that.
还擅长研究机械，将来一定可以帮上忙。
And he's a really good lockpicker. Sup, shipmaster?
这事能水落石出，多亏有沈先生在。
这次能接近真相，实属侥幸。
Eh,
沈先生
lots of skill.
老夫还有一事想请你帮忙。
罗村长，请说。
阿福来找我，说他要同你去破案。
I mean, he's kind of told us already.
阿福家中发生变故后，就一直留在他爷爷造的这艘船上，闭门不出，潜心发明。如今他愿意走下船去，我心里为他高兴。
You could construe that as him being like, finally, I'm rid of him, but probably that's not what he means.
但这孩子生性单纯，我总放心不下。 今后还请沈先生多费心。
罗船长放心，我会替你照顾好阿福。
He accepted that so quickly. Can we go up there? No, but we can't talk to Afu. Let's do that, I guess.
先生，尹珠姐好像在前面等你。
I know. I just wanted to talk to her last,
有
instead of
件
you.
事也许你应该知道。
影珠姑娘，请讲。
小娥说，曾见到灵叔和我单独说话，确有其事。
林叔和尹珠姐说了什么呀？
小娥的生辰快到了，灵叔准备了套黄色袄裙。
Yeah, right. We didn't really resolve what that was about, but you know, we could kind of imagine that it was probably for her.
裙子上的鹅是她自己绣的，她担心不像鹅，放下拉子，所以找我帮忙瞧瞧。
林叔
Adorable.
是真心待小娥好，他们两个就像父女，
Well,
却变成这样了。
小娥刺杀老林的位置就在船声筒附近，可老林既没有反抗，也没有呼救，他临终前的心情
yeah.
一定很复杂。
尹珠姐，你怎么不把这件事告诉小娥啊？说不定能化解小娥心中的隔阂。
未经他人苦，莫劝他人善。
影珠姑娘，我赞同你的选择。
Look, man, my feet are too big to walk in most people's shoes. You can't put that on me, okay?
有一些恩怨是没办法化解的。
对了，尹珠姐，有个问题我一直想不通，当时为什么你宁可冒风险，也要去收那副扑克牌啊？别人不知道，但我知道，你是真的不在意遗产继承的事。
可能我被那个场面吓糊涂了吧。
其实，在调查扑克牌的时候，我曾注意到另一处蹊跷。
Did I? I might have to save.
那才是影珠真正想守护的秘密吧。
Dig deeper, obviously. Always dig deeper. Point out the peculiarities of the poker cards. Well, I mean, it's kind of weird that this says ace and 3. That doesn't seem right. I don't know if that was always there and I just didn't notice because we were too focused on the other things. But yeah, that seems a little odd, doesn't it? I'm trying to also see if there are, like, other pieces that look like they are marked or something. But for now, let's point this out, I guess. One of either the ace or the 3.
说莫雨琪的成名作《心有灵犀》就是用扑克牌表演的，而这套牌中有部分牌的牌点数量与脚上的数字对不上，定是这样。阿福，我想相比名声和遗产，
Wait. The number of pips on some cards? I can't look at it any closer anymore. Number of pips?
影珠姑娘真正在意的是如何守住魔术的秘密。
要怎么诠释这件事，是沈先生的自由。
Who winked?
之后如
She
果来
winked
上
at
海
me.，
欢迎来看我们的演出。
一定。
Magic in the late Qing dynasty. Before the 19th century, magic in China mainly consisted of traditional tricks, often part of ancient variety arts. However, as the Qing dynasty neared its end and China opened its doors toward the world, foreign magicians began to perform in the country. Magicians like the British Wana and the Japanese Tenichi Shokyo Kusai brought over awe-inspiring large-scale magic tricks, such as beheading and cannon firing at a live person. During this period, cultural exchanges between China and other countries were particularly vibrant. Chinese performers renowned abroad, such as Zhu Liankui and Han Bingqian, integrated Western techniques into their acts. There were even instances where local artists competed against Western magicians in public contests. Wow.
先生，雾散了，太阳升起来了。
Don't we also get to talk to the culprit again? And that's how we got to know our assistant. Another, I assume, poem or something that I cannot tell you what it says or means. But it's probably beautiful and full of meaning.
最后小娥减刑成功了。
那是自然，我家先生向来说到做到。
唉，对他来说，也算是找回公道了。不过，我总觉得还有哪里不对。
文小姐说说看。
时间。
Uh-huh.
按说，小娥是在听到吴德满和殷夫人的对话后起意杀人的。可是，真有人能在这么短的时间内想出如此周密的计划吗？
Sure.
如果他在很早之前就开始谋划了，又如何确保吴家人都会上船呢？
文小姐果然敏锐，连这一点都察觉到了。
先生，这个案子还有隐情吗？
I just assumed that they were on there anyway, and she just accounted for that.
的确有人从此事获益颇多。
Significantly, huh?
只可惜，这件事小娥决定自己承担，我们也找不到其他的证据。
那个人难道是？
先生，可心姐，我们到扬州了。
Well, was it? It wasn't the brother, was it? Who benefited? I mean, he did benefit in a way, but he didn't seem like, like he was involved in that, but maybe. He was rather smiley about the entire thing. But the other thought is that, like the overarching nemesis, let's say, of this entire plot might be involved.
终于有机会试试这个。
Aha!
开伞成功，双手解发。
Very nice.
扬州是先生的家乡吧？
没错，
很少听先生说起呢。
这里的经历并不愉快。
新词书局就在前面。先生，
Right, that's
我
where
们快
we're
过去
going.
吧。
And Wen's not with us? I guess maybe she went ahead. She went ahead? Well... I'm kind of curious what the game automatically makes us wear. Oh, we have all the outfits unlocked, I guess. Or do we? Equipped, yeah? No, wait, we don't have this one yet. Sure, let's wear the detective's cloak. A green cloak paired with light blue casual trousers. Simple yet sophisticated, perfect for handling the vast majority of crime scenes. And we can change his outfit too, right? We did get one. That looks rather fashionable. That's a rather Watson-y look. He could fit us with this one. Sure. Oh, even she gets one. Or two. That's cute, but it's probably too warm for that. I kind of like this better than that. This is cute though. Fuck it, it's totally cold, you guys. It's so cold right now. Brrr. Auspicious cloud suit, full of festive atmosphere while also providing warmth. Ideal for the journalist to interview in cold winter. Which it is right now, probably. And interact with this buddy. Or that one.
沈先生，徐先生，欢迎来金瓷书局。
Hello, question mark.
我是书局的督教方寒秋。
方先生，
通过你的电报，我们获知了佩罗镇事件的原委。
Fucking Pero Town. Like, what? I still just don't. What is and why?
感谢二位查明了真相。
吕先生是一名出色的编辑，他的离世实在令人惋惜。
Yeah.
你电报中提到罗世文对罗佩作品的贡献，我们也已于昨日登报
Okay.
说明。
这样也算对吕先生有个交代。
毕城十分看重作者名誉，希望他泉下有知。
吕先生一定会很欣慰的。
雨越下越大，二位先请进，我们屋里说。
Thanks.
沈先生这次来是要查一本书，不知书名是什么？
我也不知道确切的书名，不过，据罗世文说，罗佩的斗士一阵对此书的情节有所借鉴。
毕城经手过的稿件可以说是汗牛充栋，若要一份份查阅内容，耗费的时间会很长。沈先生，
Well, we got
还
time.
知道其他的
Maybe.
信息吗？
这件事说不定对找书有帮助。
This matter might be helpful. Lopez's visit, Lo Shiwen's accusation, Picheng's work. Lopez's visit. What visit? Maybe he went somewhere on a trip? Right, he did go to London or something, didn't he? There was something, right? He got inspiration for something, and that's why I thought that he got inspiration from that or something. We said, like, we just kind of cleared up that, you know, handling all of her works would be a lot of work, basically. So let's go with this.
半年前，罗佩曾来书局拜访，
Or the publishing house, sure, whatever.
他应该是在那个时候读到书稿的。
那次是我邀请罗佩来的，也带他去当房参观过，
Sounds good.
但我不清楚他翻阅过哪些存稿。
Dang it.
这件事说不定对找书有帮助。
Alright, well, his accusation. Did he say something? He said something. What did he say? He said something.
吕先生离开扬州前，有没有和您提过罗佩借鉴他人情节之事？
Huh?
他只说有些事情要与罗佩当面核实，但并未说细节。
吕先生怎么会完全没提起过呢？
毕城是一个谨慎的人，在没有充分调查之前，他从不随便说话。
这件事
Well,
说不定对找书有帮助。
guess my guessing game is not so good.
吕先生生前的最后一段时
Or I
间，
guess maybe we're just supposed to read all of them anyway.
有没有与存稿有关？
Because there's not really like a distinct cut, I guess, between when you're just making small talk and, you know, trying to answer riddles or whatever. I couldn't tell if this was one or the other here.
非要说的话， 碧城最近在花大力气重读过往的剧稿。
啊？已经拒绝的稿子为什么要重读呢？
此前书局并不重视侦探小说这一题材，很多的投稿都被拒了。但近年侦探小说日益受读者欢迎，碧城希望能从中发掘出更多才华横溢的作者。
也就是说，有一些优秀的侦探小说被埋没在剧稿中了。
Excellent novels.
正是如此，碧城认为侦探小说的流行大有裨益。它展示了一种严密的逻辑思维模式，同时也鼓励大家去
Yeah,
追求
detective
真相。
mysteries are cool.
对于长期受八股文束缚的读者而言，这犹如沙漠中的清泉。
The eight-legged essay.
吕先生在做的事，的确很有意义。
先生，吕先生很可能是在整理剧稿时意识到罗佩书中的点子是抄的，所以他才会去找罗佩谈。
方先生，我们可以看看那些剧稿吗？
剧稿被送回档房了，我带你们去。
Around 15 minutes later.
奇怪了，碧城整理过的那批剧稿明明放在此处啊，怎么不见了呢？
Couldn't be a coincidence, could it?
不见了，不见了。
Do we have a parrot in here or just a limp child? Also that one book. Maybe not. But I thought in the top shelf, on the, like, above Shen's head, basically, there's one book that kind of stands out. But I guess compared to the other not Western style bound books, I guess it doesn't stand out that much. Because there's a few of them in there, right? We do have a parrot. Okay.
是那只鹦鹉在说话。
夸我，夸我。
Cutie.
九儿乖乖，你吃完饭了吗？
完了，完了。
Can she not talk and has the parrot trained to do the talking for her?
沈先生，这位是档房管理员吴秀丽，九儿是她养的鹦鹉。
Oh, Chuer is the name of the parrot.
有什么需要帮忙的，尽可找她。秀丽，沈先生和阿福都是侦探，他们来书局调查线索，我们尽力要协助。
侦探，破凶杀案的那种侦探。
Yeah, we've already solved a bunch.
正是。
好猎奇，好喜欢。这还是我第一次遇到真的活的侦探。活的，活的。
Does that mean she's met dead detectives? Detectives, so to speak?
嘿，其实我也是一名侦探小说家，
Hmm,
笔名叫阿派。
okay.
哇，好厉害啊！能拜读你写的书吗？
I don't know. Can you?
我还在构思中。哎，你别说，就咱们对话的时间，我忽然就有了灵感。
So she's as much of an author as I am, I guess.
侦探来到书局档房寻找失落的线索，
Mhm.
摆在面前的却是成堆的书稿，要从里面找到关键证据，这是前所未有的挑战。
你这不是根本没开始写吗？
吕先生曾整理过一批侦探小说的剧稿，秀丽姑娘可知放在何处？
档房目前还没有侦探小说这个单独的分类，只有话本小说、志怪小说、公案小说、武侠小说、言情小说。
Kung Fu novels? Let's check those out.
那些剧稿原本杂乱地堆放在这张桌子上，不过我花费了整整2天时间，把每一份书稿都有序归档了。
Neat. Good girl. Good parrot. Both of you. Or not? I guess no, because she rearranged that stuff, we now can't find those books anymore. I thought they would help us find the stuff, but I suppose we don't really have much to go on, do we?
那沈先生想要查阅的话，只能去每个书架上一本一本找了。
But maybe it'll turn out that she has photographic memory of all of the books she's ever read. And then we tell her, oh, you know, it's like this. And she's like, oh, that's from so-and-so book, which I put over there.
无妨，
And then she'll be our best friend.
阿福，我们就从最左侧的书架找起吧。
Reading. With a parrot. A very well-behaved parrot. I guess I don't know how behaved or not parrots usually are. But I suppose usually when you see them in media, they kind of just stand around and sometimes squawk and repeat a line or two. Damn. We emptied those shelves, man. And the fool's asleep. More like asleep. As time goes by.
这摞也翻完了，我再去拿一摞。
And you look hungry?
炒饭、油糕、牛皮糖。先生醒醒，来吃。
Wake up, Shen. What is he sleeping about? All the books on this bookshelf have been reviewed. These are all manuscripts that have been reviewed. I haven't come across any plot similar to the confined room mystery. Not yet. Ah! It's so late, how could there be a child here? Let me have a look. Now walking slower. It's a horror game after all! How did I end up back here again? What do you mean back here? The bookshelves are empty. There has got to be somewhere else. Afu has also disappeared somewhere. Shen, are you okay? This clearly has to be somewhere else. Just similar, I guess. But, come on. And we're looping back to another similar looking area. See, now this might just be exactly the same. I didn't remember the books on the shelves, etc. perfectly enough to tell whether or not anything is different. But it is still different from the start. Back once again. The Confined Room Mystery, Chapter 5. I mean, it could just be, you know, a circular room, even though then we would actually arrive at our actual starting point at some point. What if we just go left instead of right? Aw, won't let us. Can I please run? Nope, we have to go slow. Through this spooky library. Oh, see, now these books are all full. We're not going forward through a library. We're going backwards through time. The bookshelf is filled with books. There seems to be one book that appears different from the others. Uh-huh. Hey, there's the Die Traumdeutung again. And Grey's Anatomy? And Quentin R. Ward or something? Is, like, Grey's Anatomy, the show is spelled with an E, I think, right? So this could just be a reference. Unless there's actually also a famous book by that name or something that the title of the show is based on. Oh, we can mouse around. Sheesh, I just don't know what book they could be talking about. I think I've clicked on all the books. Definitely can't think of one that I haven't clicked on yet. Alright, fine. Ah!
别怕，我是哥哥。
He's got a... Well, I was going to say a tonfa, but I guess that's not it. Like a whistle, a flute, rather.
仲平，你又拿了爹的烟枪。
Oh, it's an opium pipe. Brian Shen.
在哪里？在哪里？在哪里？
Uh-oh.
别出声，我去应付。
爹，你在找什么？
我钱呢？
Your money?
我钱呢？
家里早就没钱了，东西也被你变卖光了。
Ooh.
谁说没钱了？那个小兔崽子去哪儿了？
Who am I even talking about?
丽云的孔老板，过几天就来接他。
Hmm?
谁让他听话，跟男人去，那可是不少钱。
Okay, that's very fatherly behavior.
你疯了！
养了你们那么多年，也该尽孝了。
Hmm. Don't do drugs, kids. And also don't do kids' drugs. Ah!
躲在这里。
快跑！
Ah! That is some actual horror. Oh wait, we're actually gaming! We're gaming! We're playing a video game! Is that middle? Okay, it is. Man. I guess maybe now I understand why people take opium, if it makes their head... Oh wait, that was an obstacle on the same level. Because it makes their head super big and makes them super powerful. So now I understand. Give me some of that stuff, man. I need a super huge head so I can eat more. That's a different looking pipe. Oops. Hmm. Certainly some trauma in Shen's life.
我可以进来吗？仲平，不让我进来的话，我只好变戏法给别人看喽。
A magic trick? But apparently this edgy version of himself was created to save himself from trauma or something, right?
可以睁开了，喜欢吗？
There's that dipper again.
这是萤石粉，可以在黑暗中发出荧光。仲平啊，你听过小猴子的故事吗？
You mean Doku?
一天晚上，一只小猴子在水塘边玩耍，它看到了水中的月亮，便伸手去触碰。水面泛起了涟漪，月亮在涟漪中。
Damn, he destroyed the moon!
小猴子很震惊，以为自己把月亮打碎了。其实，那只是月亮在水中的倒影。月亮
Very
消
cute
失，
drawing, though.
是因为它被云遮住了。仲平，那件事自始至终都不是你的错。即使
Cute
月亮遮
analogy.
蔽了整个天空，
Analogy.
你还拥有一片自己的星空。仲平，哥哥最近找到一个方法，说不定能治好你的失语症。
Aphasia.
我看到一本医学杂志上说，人遭遇过度惊吓时，舌头可能会后缩，导致舌骨脱位，无法说话。
Hyoid dislocation.
若用镊子将舌头正位，便可恢复。
我知道，那些大夫都说你再也不可能说话了，但哥哥不会放弃。
可以让我试试吗？仲平，你尽可能张大嘴巴，再慢慢把舌头往外吐。
He's a miracle worker.
哥哥，疼！
无意识的痛苦回忆，如果无法释放或治愈，可能会分裂出不同的自我，以避免面对内心矛盾。这是人出于自我保护的本能所构建的心理防御机制之一。
哥哥，你在看什么书
？Tom Deutel. Again. What's that on the side? I don't know.
弗洛伊德的《梦的解析》这本书介绍了心理疾病的发病原理和治疗方法。
心理
Sigmund Freud. An Austrian psychologist and the founder of psychoanalysis believed that childhood experiences have a significant impact on an individual, even shaping one's personality. This led to his theory of the unconscious, where repressed desires and fears reside hidden from conscious awareness. In the interpretation of dreams, he argued that dreams are not divine revelations, but expressions of the unconscious self. For instance, a child who gazes at mountains might dream of climbing them, but by analyzing dreams, one can trace the origins of psychological issues.
疾病。
我想了解鸦片成瘾的心理原因，进而探索出治疗之法。
难怪哥哥最近都在看医学书籍。
如今鸦片泛滥，不仅我们家深受其害，更有千万家庭尚在苦海。
可市面上不是已经有戒烟药了吗？
Drugs to heal drugs? Yeah.
市面上的戒烟药大多是鱼目混珠的补药，价格昂贵。
因此，哥哥想找到真正有效的治疗法。
我在弗洛伊德的一篇文章中了解到一种叫高科的植物
Rock.
弗洛伊德用他的提取物来治疗抑郁症等疾病。如果这个药能帮助戒烟瘾，那爹的悲剧便不会再重演了。
Is that where the phrase like a hot load of crock or whatever it's called comes from? Maybe not. Hopefully not. So did Brian kill their dad to protect Shen? Well, the younger Shen? Or did he die some other way? Or did Shen actually cause the death somehow? Of course, in self-defense and or by an accident.
哥哥，还要等到什么时候啊？钓鱼好无聊。
抓狗了！
哥哥，别让鱼儿跑了。
鱼儿
Backseat fishing.
不着急提竿，耐心等一等。大鱼上钩时会有明显的异常。
Wow.
是一条桂鱼。
回家，今晚哥哥做清蒸桂鱼。
Yippee.
太好了，有鱼吃喽！
俄国的北部毗邻北极，终年积雪。
每天都是冬天，也太冷了。
That's why I gave Win that outfit. Because it's so
有没有
cold
永远
here.
是夏天的地方？
阿非利加州的以南地当赤道，岩褐荒漏。
哥哥，你要去学医的地方在哪里？
在这儿，英国的首都，伦敦。
And that's where he would meet his end. Many years later.
两位公子的才华世间罕见，尤其是沈二公子，年纪轻轻就获得了公派留学资格。
Wow.
今日为二位留影纪念，待二位学成归来，定能大展宏图，大显身手，大有所为。本照相馆也能跟着沾光。放松，不要动喽。
Jeez. I don't have any photos hanging on my walls or on my desk or anything. Oop.
哥哥，究竟是谁害了你？
Who indeed? Well, we got a little distracted while trying to look for a book, but I guess now we're in floaty space to solve this unresolved murder. Ah!
这是你第几次回到这里了？
我没数过，第1121次。
Wow, that's a lot.
3年，几乎每个夜晚你都在这里，但你仍然找不到答案。而随着时间的流逝，你的记忆正在消退。
Well, but now we're here to help out, so it's gonna go so fast from now on.
别妨碍我，我一定会查明哥哥遇害的真相。
那你可得抓紧时间了。
Stop with the flashbangs. Hey, dude. Can't even talk to you. I've already observed this place. Should we take another look? Wait, do we have all that? No, we do. It's kind of cool. Of course, it's a little hard to remember everything. No. Know about the books. And the candle and the stool? There's a small stool placed between the desk and the candle arrangement. The stool is very small, with a height of less than 20 centimeters. That bench... I've already observed. I guess not. But maybe we do need to. But if we did, then they probably wouldn't tell us that, right? Trophies, laboratory equipments, pharmaceutical books, and wax cylinders placed on the cabinet. Currently, no special findings have been made. During the incident from 1:40 to 2:30 p.m., cafe staff heard constant phonograph sounds. They were playing the Peking Opera at 7 Star Lab. There are 7 candles on the floor, arranged in the shape of the Big Dipper. Each candle has been firmly fixed to the floor with wax. 2 of the candles have a shallow scratch on their sides. There's just a telegraph machine on the table, and there are traces of it being used on that day. The Morse code paper reader we found should be fitted in the hexagonal area on its tab. Other than that, no other abnormalities were found on the machine. A book has been taken from the desk. However, it cannot be determined if it was missing before or after the incident. A photo of my brother with his classmates taken by Joseph. One person in the photo is Stone Wu, and the other person is Toby Ching. Ah! Police office? I guess that's the What that door's for? The skylight is very high, needing a ladder to reach it, and it has been locked from the inside. The glass has a thick layer of accumulated dust, and there are no traces of being touched. The police speculate that Brian caused the window scorch marks in experiments. What was originally inside this white circle? A roll of Morse code paper slip, which we took as evidence. So you found it on the ground? Aye, that's right. I suspect it fell from the Morse code telegraph machine. Does it have any content on it? Aye, it's telegrams from Mr. Bell Joseph's father. We've checked the contents discussing the development of a certain drug. Nothing suspicious. Pretty sure that drug is of the utmost importance. But it's not like I'm a famous detective or anything. The memory is unpleasant. Do you want to proceed? Sure.
This is all the case files. You can take your time reviewing here. I'll go get the paperwork ready for your signature.
Oh, thank God, it's finally coming to an end. I guess we should probably read these in order, huh? As much as my inner hipster wants me to go middle or something first. Addendum 1. On the afternoon when my brother was murdered, Toby Cheng was studying in the library. The library administrator, George, confirmed that Toby Cheng had a clear alibi. Wait, I could have actually read that, no? Part of it, at least. The police had investigated Toby Cheng, who was arbiter and academic... Okay, maybe not. On the day... Oh, yeah, no, okay. If I can't read all of it, then fuck it. The appendix of the case file shows the police's investigation on Stone Wu. Stone Wu is a close friend of Brian, and it is said that they had a heated argument in the past. Stone Wu suddenly left the UK the day before Brian's death. The police were unable to reach him. No one knows why he suddenly left, but this also serves as his alibi. Or does it? He set up a trap to get that kill done. The departure record in the appendix led the police to exclude him as a suspect. That's exactly the wrong move. We're bound in New York. Alien! Saharia is the ship. Or is that Samaria? Could be Samaria. Is that... Okay, too much of that is too hard to read. Let's not even try. Auntie Cheng said that she sat at the gate all afternoon. Coffee shop staff confirmed this as fact. Auntie Cheng mentioned brewing herbal medicine herself. Upon investigation, she was found to have a fatal illness with only 1 year at most to live. Scene details. This is an overview of the case. The police conducted an investigation of each suspicious individual, but they all had alibis. It's a locked room, and the only key was in Brian's hand, which led to the conclusion of suicide. At Sergeant Joseph's urging, the police conducted several additional rounds of investigation. The police visited places that Brian frequented, such as St. Mary's Hospital, Savage Restaurant. However, no conclusive evidence was found that could overturn the aforementioned conclusion. Here is attached a layout map of Auntie Cheng's house, as well as photographs of the crime scene, before they took him away and made those lines. Bedroom. Shall I recall the situation at the crime scene again? Maybe after we've checked the other things? Maybe we need some more intel or something. Victim details. This is the autopsy record of Brian, and the autopsy was personally conducted by Joseph. Opisthotonus. I don't know. Bruises on all fingertips, on both hands, wood shavings in the nail folds. A recently healed wound on the dorsum of the right foot. No strychnine found, ashes found on the body, wax strips found on the clothes. No abnormalities, no defense wounds on the head. Chest stabbed to the left pulmonary artery, extensive internal bleeding, sudden cardiac arrest, and subsequent death. Between 2 and 3 p.m. The report mentions it can be inferred that the time of death was between 2 and 3 in the afternoon. The victim died from hemorrhagic shock caused by a weapon piercing the left pulmonary artery. Body in a contorted position, suspicion of strychnine poisoning, but no toxins were detected. Bruising on fingertips with wood shavings in the nail folds. Healed wound on right foot. Don't those wood shavings make it seem like there was definitely something up and not just a suicide? No other injuries were found, indicating no signs of probing wounds. That stuff on the chair, was that caused by him scratching the chair or something, trying to, I don't know, escape, or just out of pain or something? In addition, paper ashes found on the body and wax strips found on clothes. On 15th of August, a weapon pierced the pulmonary artery. Query transcript. Police interrogation transcripts, the subjects being Toby Cheng, Mr. Bell, and Miss Cheng. It's a little bothersome that there's Miss Cheng and then there's Toby Cheng. Like, I'm supposing they don't share the same name and that they're not related, but those sure look similar. And, you know, when I'm saying them quickly, they sound basically the same too. Whose transcript do you want to read? Yin Mei, of course.
You police, let bad guys go. Bother this old lady instead.
Mrs. Cheng, I brought you in for questioning because on that day you were...
Only one at scene? Suspect me as murderer just like that?
How dare you?
Which fool would murder in their own home?
Mrs. Cheng, if you...
Ridiculous! Dare you stop brewing my medicine? Curing illness, extending life?
I'll try to keep it brief.
Proof?
Where were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon on that day?
You asked where I was? It was Hungry Ghost Festival. Taboo to go out that day. Soak up sun, dispel bad energy. Been sitting in front of house sunning myself.
I guess sitting in front of your house doesn't count as going outside.
You foreigners understand or not? On that day, Ghost Gate opens. Avoid going out.
I'll try to keep it brief. During that time, did anyone else enter...
Of course not. No one comes in without my permission. No one's getting in any day. Besides you police, who else likes barging into others' homes?
Hey,
Did
Cab.
anyone else think you might have...
Yes, 2 guys tracking Brian. They've been staring at my house.
Aye, we've spoken to folk across the road, and nobody's laid eyes on the pair you mentioned.
Well, then they are part of it.
James and Mary from the cafe next door said the same. Are you...
I'm sure I didn't do wrong.
I'll try to keep it brief.
Well, we're done. How about Toby Chang?
Officer, I am a distinguished graduate of UCL.
UCL?
How could I possibly commit murder?
Yeah, if you do a thing, you can't do another thing. That's how it works.
There's competition between ye and the victim, Brian Shen. Besides, you were the last one to see him before Brian returned to the apartment.
I did see him, but you can't condemn me as guilty just because I saw him, right?
I sure can. Off to prison you go.
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your answers to the following questions. Where were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon that day? And what were you doing?
Yeah.
I spent the entire afternoon studying at the library, then returned to the lab in the evening.
Oh, but you've already gotten your certificate from whatever academy, so why are you still studying? Haha.
Is there someone who can vouch for your whereabouts?
The librarian named George can testify for me.
Oh, you're on first name basis, so that means his report won't count. Haha.
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your answers to the on the day of Brian's death, August 15th, someone claims to have seen you two arguing.
We had no argument. It must be someone trying to smear my name.
I don't know, you seem like a quick to anger fella.
I can explain that. At 9 a.m. that morning, I was going to the Wandsworth Library to borrow books, passing by Pimlico. I saw Brian coming out of Mr. Bell's office. I greeted him, but he pretended not to hear.
What a jerk. You know what? Maybe it's good that he died. Yeah, let's just sweep it all under the rug now that you say that.
I was angry. I grabbed him to confront and discuss the situation.
Damn, that's a little quick to anger, don't you think?
Just because you greeted him and he did not respond?
Not exactly. Mr. Bell's research project should be mine. He stole it away.
Oh no.
He not only shamelessly took my project, but also deliberately ignored me. Was it?
Oops.
So you got into an argument with him over that?
I didn't. He seemed absent-minded, not responding as if he couldn't hear what I was saying.
Interesting.
Later, someone looked our way, so I let him go. There was no argument at all.
But you were angry at him. Just because he didn't fight back doesn't mean that it's any better for you.
Whether you're deemed guilty depends on your answer. You can of others who might bear a grudge against Brian?
I wouldn't know. I'm usually focused on my academic pursuits and don't mind others' business.
Mr. Chang, please cooperate with our work.
I really don't know. Only one time I overheard him having a heated argument with Stone Wu.
What's the relationship between Stone Wu and Brian Shen? Do you ken why they had an argument?
They are friends. Stone often borrowed money from Brian.
Oh.
Their argument might be related to money, but I'm not so sure about specifics.
Could it be about drugs? That's why he kept borrowing money.
But I heard Stone recently made a fortune. Moreover, he hurriedly returned to China the day before Brian's incident. Definitely fishy.
It is very fishy indeed.
We'll verify whether you're deemed guilty.
Well, we still have Watson Bell.
Mr. Bell is sorry for the trouble.
After all, Brian was a researcher in the project I funded and a friend of Joseph's. I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
Where were you between 1 and 3 in the afternoon on that day?
There was a pharmaceutical industry seminar that afternoon. I was invited to deliver a speech.
Understood. Your alibi is solid. For now, that's all.
Officer, may I add a few more details?
What, are you doing that thing where you're lying so you keep adding stuff?
Aye, of course.
Even though there are
Please go
witnesses?
Brian's research on opium cessation medication touched upon the interests of certain groups. I don't want this case to be overly influenced by external factors affecting police judgment.
Huh?
I also trust that the details of the case be kept confidential.
Aye, aye.
He is weirdly interested in that, huh?
I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
Heard this funding project is about opium cessation drugs?
Opium cessation medication is one of Watson Pharmacy's core businesses. We have always placed a strong emphasis on research and development in this area.
But only so much as it doesn't truly work, so we can keep infinitely selling these fake drugs to the addicts and make money infinitely. Up until that stinky Shen guy showed up. Wait, what was his name again? Brian guy showed up and came up with an actual recipe, so I had to get rid of him. But don't put that on the record.
In fact, the person we initially funded wasn't Brian, but his classmate, Toby Chang.
But he sucked
Unfortunately,
balls.
Toby had lofty ambitions, but little progress after 6 months.
I feel like 6 months is a fair amount to not have progress made on something that people have been struggling to do for a long time.
Joseph introduced me to Brian. He was facing pressure from the Sassoon family due to his research.
Oh.
The Sassoons benefit greatly from the opium trade. They will by no means stand idle by. When I saw his research...
The Sassoon family is a prominent family of Iraqi Jewish heritage. In August 1833, when the British Parliament abolished the East India Company's monopoly on trade with China, the Sassoon family took this opportunity to import a large quantity of cotton textiles and opium into China. Opium, huh? During Lin Zexu's campaign to suppress the opium trade in Hunan, about half of the opium seized came from the Sassoon family. Following the signing of the Treaty of Nanking, the Sassoon family established several foreign firms in Shanghai. In the early days of the newly established Sassoon & Co., an average of 5,000 chests of opium flowed into Shanghai each year. Oh no.
progress, it only strengthened my determination to support him. Also, the reason Brian studied pharmacy and aspired to develop better opium cessation medication was because his family was ruined and devastated by opium. I believe he is the most suitable person to carry out this research.
We love a traumatized little boy.
I will do everything I can to bring the truth to light.
Someone heard you having an argument with Brian in the office on the morning of August 15th?
At 9 a.m. that morning, I had arranged to meet Brian for coffee to talk his recent conditions.
How's she been faring recently?
The research faced some difficulties, and Brian was feeling quite down about it. I encouraged him to hold on, but he suddenly became very agitated, so we ended the conversation.
Right, on friendly terms, right?
It wasn't like his usual self. I intended to talk to him someday later, but...
How long has he been in this condition?
In fact, during that period, his condition was quite worrisome. He became very pessimistic.
Answer the question.
In hindsight, I should have kept him a bit longer. I deeply regret that now. I will do everything
He didn't
I
answer
can
the question, right? He asked how long it had been, right? Wait. No, wait. How long has it been in this condition? Well, let me just say something else, please. Okay.
Too late.
I won't look anymore. In fact, I will never look again. I shall close my eyes to the truth. This is the Morse code paper reel Officer Jones found at the crime scene. The center of the paper reel has a hexagonal groove. On one end of the paper tape has been folded over, forming a strange bend. The inner side of the paper tape is quite dirty and shows signs of wear and tear. The paper strip is filled with dots and lines, which are Morse code. Groove in the middle, paper strip is bent back, one side is clean, the other is dirty. The police have successfully deciphered the telegrams. I guess let's read it. Here are 5 telegrams from Mr. Bell to my brother, starting 2 weeks before the incident. From Mr. Bell. Adjusted medication proven effective in small trials. Congratulations. Yippee! Not your fault. No need to blame yourself. Drug development challenging path. Keep going. I believe success awaits. Optimism needed. Assistance offered anytime. Stay positive. What if we take the... because, you know... I mean, obviously it's probably because you don't want to spend too much time writing poetry, I guess. But, you know, the grammar is a little lacking. So maybe if we just take the first letter of every word... On wasp. Aha! Understand concerns. Office meeting tomorrow 9 a.m. Come to 9 a.m. You come 9 a.m. I mean, that's kind of... If he says there's a meeting at 9 a.m., that's also like saying you should come. But haha! I cracked the code. This is the dagger that took my brother's life. The blood on it has already coagulated. As Officer Jones mentioned, compared to a regular dagger, this dagger is lighter. No, it's not a lighter, it's a dagger. The police have found 2 fingerprints on the dagger, and both of them belong to my brother. Interestingly, both fingerprints are located at the end of the dagger's handle. There are also slight scorch marks on the ring at the end of the dagger handle. Scorch marks, burnt paper, the scorch marks on the window, or rather the skylight. The only key to the crime scene room was held in my brother's left hand during the incident. After examination, it was found that the key only had fingerprints belonging to my brother. A photo of the key, distinct oriental style in its appearance, intricate craftsmanship. This key has a side cut mechanism, making it difficult to duplicate. There's a map on the wall, showing police jurisdiction boundaries. Red lines on the map connect to different crime scenes. Auntie Cheng's house is located in Area A, under the jurisdiction of Westminster Police Station. Deadly St. Mary Hospital fire claims lives of 20 patients. Dang. A copy of the Times on August 16th. The headline is about a fire incident. London's St. Mary's Hospital on fire last night, resulting in the tragic death of 20 patients. The fire broke out on the second floor around 9 p.m. and quickly engulfed the entire building. Fire. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. There are thousands of letters piled up on the bookshelf. Surprisingly, those are letters from the infamous Jack the Ripper case. Among them, some provide information and some are claimed to be written by the killer. Oh. That was around the same time, huh? Or I guess a little earlier. The most notorious serial killer in the world. In 1988, he murdered multiple women in the Whitechapel area of London using extremely brutal methods. The victims were all strangled and had their abdomens cut open, with some organs removed. During the killing spree, Jack taunted the police and newspapers by sending them letters, causing a great panic in British society at the time. Over a century has passed since the case, but due to a lack of evidence, the identity of the true culprit and the actual motive behind the crimes remains highly debated. It was actually me. And the women aren't actually dead. That was all like puppets and stuff, you know. I actually saved those women, and because they were in toxic relationships, and actually saved them and gave them a new home and identity somewhere. That's the truth of the case. Sorry for the spoiler. Yeah, what do I say? Sergeant Gaunt.
Family of the deceased. The investigation into this case is done and dusted.
The investigation.
Sign in.
Sergeant Gaunt, I can't sign it yet.
What you say?
What you say?
My brother won't kill himself.
You questioning the police, are you?
Yeah, dog.
No. I just feel that...
Mr. Shen, we hold your brother's case in the highest regard. Very seriously.
I feel like maybe there's gonna be some kind of choice here.
Suicide is the conclusion reached after meticulous investigation and careful consideration.
And careful ignoration of some of the facts in the case.
Whether it's Joseph,
yes, ignoration is a very real word.
Sergeant Gaunt, both are on board with this conclusion.
Ain't you here to collect the remains? No signature, no go with the rest of the bleeding paperwork.
哥哥绝不会自杀。可是，如果我签署了这个文件，这个案子尘埃落定了。我不能就这样轻易签字。哥哥，你到底经历了什么？
哇！
似乎什么地方不对劲。
Mr. Shen, are you feeling unwell?
Kinda.
A voice tells me that there is an inconsistency between a certain item I saw earlier and the documents in my hands.
Oh man, this is gonna be one of those where I would have had to remember some crazy detail. Between a certain item I saw earlier and the documents in my hands. The dagger looks about the same. Item I saw earlier. Phonograph. This thing maybe. Yeah, this looks a little different, maybe? Or maybe, but no, we just got this piece. Wait, that's not what I'm looking at. I guess it leads to the same thing, huh? Yeah. Wasn't the hexagonal part, wasn't that black? And didn't it have a screw when we saw it earlier? Is that what I'm supposed to point out? Or is that just an inconsistency in the graphic here? I mean, it is the one thing that I'm noticing, so maybe I should point it out. It's just weird that they pointed to that, or rather zoomed in on that envelope with a B so prominently. So it leads me to think that maybe there's something there with the police crest or something. Not to be mistaken with Police Quest. I'd point this out.
What's it you're
Nope.
trying to prove then?
Mr. Shen, is there an issue?
It seems like there is no... Allow me a moment.
Ouchie.
A voice tells me that there is an inconsistency between a certain item I saw earlier and the documents in my hands.
Wait, actually wait. It's not showing the same thing. It Okay, well, there's a difference, I guess. Right. This here says a homicide occurred at 19 Pretty Street. But I guess it's a different one. One side clean, or triangle decoded. With only one sentence. Is that a contradiction? Or is that just a separate thing and we're supposed to, you know... It's not, you know, weird. Weapon pierced the pulmonary artery, causing immediate death. Contorted with bruising on fingers. Change cells and there's bottle of kerosene. On the body, unburned scraps of paper. Hasn't been opened for years. 7-star lamp. 46 minutes long. That checks out with this. I guess we did present this, so if I wanted to present the inconsistency between these, two, then I would have to present this. But then also this should be valid, so I'm kind of doubting that that's this. But I guess at this point I might as well try. And it's wrong.
What's it your try?
Okay, let's reload. I'm wasting too many fucking lives on this.
Mr. Shen, we hold your brother's case in the highest regard, very seriously. Suicide is the conclusion.
The fast forward is just too fucking slow, man.
Investigation.
There is an inconsistency between a certain item I saw earlier and the documents in my hands.
Okay. Present evidence. Oh, now it's not zooming in on the thing. Oh wait, now it is. I guess the B on there means that, you know, we're dealing with the B jurisdiction. I should have maybe considered that first. But I just looked at this and was like, well, what would the jurisdiction matter? Surely they wouldn't get that wrong. That seems weird. But I guess they might have actually. Right? There's jurisdiction of the Westminster Station Area A.
Officers, I noticed that the letter B is marked on each folder. Is this the police station's code or identifier?
Aye, that's our station code. We're mainly responsible for security in Kensington.
The map indicates that the house where the murder occurred is located in the city of Westminster.
But what does it mean?
On the map, Westminster is labeled with the code A.
You questioning if we ain't got the authority?
Maybe.
I'm just raising a reasonable doubt.
I've mentioned to you before, we received the initial distress telegram. That day, I showed Joseph the distress telegram. We knew the address, so we went together.
The person who sent the telegram is crucial. He is likely a key witness.
Yeah.
We should continue.
Seems pretty important.
The scene's a locked room, and the only fingerprints on the murder weapon are
Oh, have you no heart for mystery?
Just these two bits alone are enough to peg it as a suicide.
Tisk tisk.
Unless you can cough up some proper evidence, go on and get out of my sight.
Wow.
哥哥，侦探也像旅行家一样四处冒险，但他们总能发现别人注意不到的细节。
说不定有什么细节被我忽略掉了。
If you claim my brother stabbed himself, this piece of evidence seems peculiar.
Yeah, this piece of evidence. Just hold on a second while I take a note in my save book. Well, I mean, of course, there's the, you know, the fingerprints being only on. Where does it say? The bearing only my. It doesn't say on here. Why doesn't it say the thing about the fingerprints only being on, like, the top part or something? But I'm also not sure that's the one. Stabbed himself. I mean, that does seem rather odd. I don't know if it'll accept that because it's missing from the description. But we can view the details now. There are scorch marks in the ring of the hand. It still doesn't say that here, though. It could still be that, but let's check. Pierced the pulmonary artery, causing immediate death. The body is contorted with buzzing on fingers. Actually, that's also kind of weird, isn't it? If it caused immediate death, then how did he end up contorted like that? Mostly related to paralysis of the back nerves due to stimulation. But would that have happened after death? I think not. Is one of these from like after his supposed death or something? No. This was how they decided to meet up at the day of the of death, you know, at 9 AM. I'm going to present this because that just kind of makes logical sense, but they might have an explanation for that. And then this, and if it's neither of them, then I'll have to go back to the drawing board. It's not this.
I recall in
Wait.
the autopsy report, there was no evidence of probing injury, correct?
Guess you've been paying some attention. Not entirely daft, are you? Probing wounds usually show up in suicides, but your brother didn't have any probing wounds.
I guess that is also a point of interest, but not what I was trying to point out.
Medic. He knew how to put an end to himself quickly. No probing wounds. Makes sense.
Allow me a moment to think again.
I guess that's
If you claim my brother stabbed
a failure, but not a punishing failure, because it, you know, it makes sense to ask, even though, once again, it didn't touch on the thing that I wanted to point out. But let's try this then. Okay. The less interesting one.
Something still puzzles me. The fingerprints found on the dagger belong to my brother's left index and thumb.
Wait, but that... I don't think we ever read that, did we? Like, did it say that anywhere? I guess it says... Does it say that on this paper here somewhere? Fingerprint sample taken from the dagger stabbed into the victim's body. Fingerprint of Brian's... no? Huh? How am I supposed to know that? What? Unless I just forgot. They might have mentioned that in the first investigation, and it's been a while.
And the fingerprints are located at the end of the knife handle.
That's what I was thinking.
It seems that he wasn't gripping the dagger, but rather holding it between two fingers.
Maybe as if somebody were to just place his fingerprints on the dagger after the fact. But then I guess... Yeah, after he had died to the drugs and then they stabbed him with it or something. The poison, whatever. Drugs, poison, you know what I mean.
In this position, how could he have stabbed himself in the chest with the dagger?
Clearly that ain't the way he held the dagger when he offed himself.
Okay.
But if
Explain
he held
that.
the dagger in a different way, there should have been more fingerprints left.
Not necessarily.
Oh.
I speculate your brother held the dagger through his shirt sleeves. No fingerprints were left.
Why would he do that? And wouldn't that smudge the other prints?
If he intended to kill himself, why would he avoid leaving fingerprints on the dagger?
Seriously.
That doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
You.
It's you.
Mr. Shintune get upset when Not trying to make things difficult for you
I feel like the
deliberately.
other guy might be. I believe you. You might not be super competent, but I think you're okay. But your friend over there, I'm not so sure.
The detail you're questioning, even if it's in doubt, it's didn't change the conclusion.
But it does.
It was a locked room. Door, windows, skylight, all locked from inside. The only key was in your brother's hand.
But isn't it super mysterious that he would even have the key in his hands? Like, I guess, you could say, oh, he did that to prove that he had the key and thus no suspicion falls on anybody. But isn't that super weird?
There is nae a second person who could have committed the act in such a situation.
You're about to find out that's not true.
Are there truly no other possibilities?
Yep, we're done here. Changed my mind. Brainstorm. What?
有没有可能，凶手提前复制了一把钥匙？
Probably not. It had that difficult to recreate side thing.
神先生，我跟你说过，
Cosplaying
握在
now.
你哥哥手中的是房间唯一的钥匙。
复制一把钥匙并不是多复杂的事。
你对你的无知一无所知。显而易见的问题，警方会考虑不到。
It's kind of super unnecessary for them to make him like, kind of dress up almost like those people, but I appreciate it. It's a nice detail. They could have just put those, actual sprites or whatever in there, and that would have been fine, but I like this as a representation of what's going on.
郑夫人家的钥匙采用了一种独特的东方设计，你在案卷中见过的。我找了不少锁匠来核实过，没人能做出一模一样的。
What if they were lying? What is this button, by the way? Huh. That's the top left there. LB. Weird. I guess that comes in later.
当真如此吗？可郑阿姨的家里为何要用那么复杂的钥匙和锁？
For safety.
不重要，重要的是，这让案发现场成为了一个密室。
应该还有其他的可能性存在。房间唯一的钥匙在哥哥手里，更可能是因为凶手。
The only key to the room was in my brother's hand, which suggests that the killer didn't need the key. Or returned the key. Didn't need the key.
也许凶手根本就不需要钥匙。
没有钥匙的话，凶手怎么锁门呢？
凶手不需要用钥匙锁门，因为
The room was never locked. Hid in the room. Never entered the room. Exited from the window. Well, it hadn't been opened in a long time, so that's unlikely. Never entered us, maybe. That's the one that seems the best here. What do we know about when the room was opened? It was broken in again, right? Just like every other case. But them reusing that gimmick of like, oh, it wasn't actually locked, haha. Would seem a little silly. Especially since I think it was Jones who cracked open the door this time. And he seems legit, of course he could be faking it. I was fooled once in this game already. In that dang case that I don't like so much. But I'm gonna dismiss this one for now. Hid in the room, like, I don't know about that.
也许凶手根本就没有进去。
案发那天，他整个人气息低落，浑浑噩噩，叫。
郑阿姨说，那天中午，我哥哥回屋时脸色不对劲。他会不会在回家前就已经中刀了
？Or poisoned?
你是说，被害人在无外遇刺后回到家中，为了避免追杀而反锁了门窗？
I think that would have been more noticeable by Miss Chang.
最后死在密闭的房间里。
正是这样。
但郑夫人接受讯问时，完全没提过受害者身上有血迹或者胸口中刀之类的
Oh,
事
that
情。
little knife sticking out of his chest, I thought that was newfangled fashion. London, you know, people do all kinds of crazy stuff here.
也许他没注意到。
荒唐！他对被害人的面部表情都观察得那么细致，怎么可能没注意到被害人胸口是不是插着刀？而且被害人衣服上的血迹，并没有呈现出向下流的趋势，说明被害人死前，并不是处于站立状态。
Yeah.
小子，破案不是看侦探小说，
Or is it?
猜测要基于证据，还要我强调几遍？
Well, I think it's fair to speculate and then see if it fits.
我需要重新思考一下。
Whoa, wait, what are we doing now? Wait, hold on, this is weird, over a problem. But, didn't need the key. What was the other thing? Huh. After this, we didn't have any other choices to make, right? So we could go back here and choose the other thing. But I guess let's go back here. Oh wait, can I zoom out or in? Wait, wait, RT, or LT, okay. Uh-huh. Wait. Ponder.
房间唯一的钥匙在哥哥手里。
You returned the key, you know, with a mechanism or something, you know. Right after picking this, I was like, wait, it's probably returned the key because of those lines, those grooves, I guess, whatever, in the candles. Some kind of line trick to remove the, to return the key. Or put it there, or something! Fire was involved. Certainly.
也许凶手锁好门后，又用某种方式将钥匙送了回来。
哦，通过哪里送回来？
Well, I don't know yet. The skylight hasn't been opened, but the door probably.
大概率还是通过门送回钥匙，毕竟门是房间唯一的出入口。
可是，凶手要怎样通过门把钥匙送回被害人手
A
中？
mechanism. I mean, in this case, I'm pretty sure it's gotta be a mechanism. That's the entire basis of my theory right now, right? And this wouldn't make sense, because then they would have had to come in and then leave again. So that doesn't really work. And sliding wouldn't have put the key conveniently in the right spot, would it?
凶手或许可以利用屋内的某些物品制作机关。
Like the opera play thing, what's it called? The phonograph, that turns, right? If you have like a wire or something attached to it, it would spin it around and pull it through. And then if there's a flame set up or something to burn that wire, that string or whatever, then the evidence would be erased for the most part.
机关？什么机关能把钥匙准确地送回被害人手中？
首先，凶手要用这件物品将钥匙和哥哥的手连接起来。
Item to connect the key to my brother's hand. I don't know if that's the connecting part. Is that it? Oh, this. Yeah, the threads, right. We have threads here. An item to connect the key to my brother's hand, right? It would have to be this, probably. No?
凶手可以利用煤油瓶中的棉线运输钥匙。
可警方没有在地上发现什么棉线。
运输完成后，他完全可以将沾有煤油的棉线点燃烧毁。
No?
可钥匙上既没有沾染煤油的痕迹，也没有烧灼的痕迹。
容我
Could be another step. No? Okay.
首先
Another close but
凶手要用这
wrong
件物品
guess,
将
I
钥
guess.
匙和哥哥的手连接起来。
The Morse code paper reel? Maybe that's why it was dirty, because it was like, you know, hitting the ground or something at some point due to the mechanism. No? Also wrong?
凶手很可能是利
Or
用这
maybe
对
not.
摩斯码纸牌将钥匙收入屋内的。
摩斯码纸盘。
But that throws out this mechanism. Unless maybe we need both. I guess there's also a need for something to stab the guy with. Maybe that was what the opera thing was for.
纸袋的内侧
We'll
比
see.
较脏，有一些磨损痕迹。我怀疑这是纸袋在地上拖行所产生的痕迹。
不可行。
No?
首先，电报机的朝向就是问题。电报机上的纸盘指向实验桌的方向，而不是指向房门。
Paper reel on the telegraph machine is facing toward the table. What does that matter? It's not like it has to be straight. Does it?
其次，从空间上看，电报机、被害人和房门并不在一条直线。
Yeah, but you could align them before you leave. And then, you know, close the door and get the mechanism rolling. Or, you know, it would already be active, I guess, as you make your way out. I don't see a problem here.
这里不仅有角度差，还有高度差。小子，现在你来告诉我，凶手是怎么用纸袋把钥匙送回你哥哥手中的？
I feel like he's either he doesn't understand or I don't know what the problem even is.
仅凭纸袋是不够的。
I see a big problem with this fucking bot though. Let's get rid of it. And leave no evidence. Arrested.
凶手应该还用到空间中的一些其他物品。究竟哪些物品构成了机关？它们又是怎样运转的？我需要把思路好好整理一下。
Crime method reconstruction or something. The killer likely created a mechanism using the paper strip and some other items in the room to return the key back to my brother's hand. I need to figure out these items. So the key connects to this, I guess. Wait, what I did? Okay, here. And this. Wait. I'm pretty sure we need the candles and the. But what order? Jeez. I guess so. Okay. So we have the key attached to the thing, and this, like that, is then, you know, wired through essentially through the door, but on the other end to his hand, and it gets pulled by. By this thing. The menu in here could be a little smoother, but hey, whatever. And do we like this and... But no, we have one too few spots for what I'm trying to show. Review scene? Ah. Yeah, okay, so the Morse code reel was found on the floor next to the phonograph, which seems important, doesn't it? So the door to the body, to the Morse code thing, to the phonograph. But why? I guess it wouldn't have to go to the Morse code thing, right? It could just go straight to the phonograph. So we drop this thing. Hold on, how do I... Can I do this? There? Okay, whatever. So yeah, from the body, I guess, from the hand to the candles. And maybe the stool's positioning is also important, though I don't really know why that would matter so much. Candles, phonograph, candles. Candle. I'm still trying to make this here fit into that. But that might just be the knife mechanism, and maybe I should ignore that. I'm not sure about the order, though. So, door, hand, candles. I should put the candles down at least. I'm pretty sure those would be next, given the sheer placement of things. Then the stool, then the phonograph, I guess. Do I even have the stool? I do. Review. The murderer likely used a mechanism involving Morse code paper, strip, and other items in the room to return the key to Brian. I need to select these items. I'm really not sure about the stool's importance, but it is rather positioned neatly along the way. And I don't know what else I would put there. Maybe the phonograph. But I think it probably wasn't part of the thing. But the phonograph was probably wrapped up when it landed, right? Well, let's try submitting it like that, and then we'll get laughed out of the room and we will never come back.
So that's how it is.
Aha! The truth is crystal clear. Choosing the phonograph during crime, something. Is that... Wait, is that... Did I do it wrong? Is that like an extra achievement?
Officers, I know how the killer returned the key.
Mr. Shendon, please, share your thoughts.
Your annoyed sigh will soon turn into a sigh of relief when I tell you the truth.
The killer indeed used the code paper strip to transport the key.
That doesn't match up with what's written there, but hey.
He inserted one end of the paper strip into the key's chain hole and bent it back in reverse.
You can't just say chain hole like that in public. That's rude.
Used my brother's hand to hold onto the strip. Next, used a candle to change the direction of the strip and keep it down with a low stool.
Still don't really... I mean... Sure.
Installed the reel onto the phonograph.
Yeah, okay.
When the phonograph was activated, it retrieved the paper strip and pulled back the key. The key had resistance when passing through the hand, causing the strip to detach. Then, the key stayed in his hand. This is the method the killer used to return the key.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Since the Morse code paper reel is not a component of the phonograph, we all instinctively assumed that it could only be installed on the telegraph machine. But in fact, the telegraph machine can't retrieve paper strips. What truly aided the killer in this scheme was the phonograph by the desk.
The phonograph can have so many uses.
Maybe I should get one myself. Yes, I'm now a phonograph sales merchant. What am I? What do you want? Am I supposed to point out the maker and be like, this is a quality product by Edison Standard Phonograph? What do you want from me? Oh wait, is there something in there that I've... What do you want from me, seriously? This nut has the same hexagonal shape as the slot in the center of the paper reel. By fixing the paper reel here, the killer could retrieve the paper strip using the phonograph. The paper reel could truly be installed here. However, if the paper reel was installed here, it cannot be detached by itself. But we did find it on the ground. I still need to point out to Officer Jones the location that caused the paper reel to detach. This thing, because it moves or something, no? Wait, yes, no. The paper reel was found on the ground. What's going on with that? Yes, I need to point out to Officer Jones the location that caused it. It is indeed this phonograph's tone arm that caused the paper reel to detach.
Officers.
Right, I understand how this works.
The phonograph's tone arm continues.
So I was right about the movement thing. I just didn't think this part was moving it. I thought it was the spindle or whatever itself.
The tone arm pushes the paper reel away, and the reel rolled into the position where it was found. So, the killer's artifice of creating a locked room illusion stands completely exposed.
Mr. Shen, that's truly an enlightening deduction.
Thanks. You don't sound so convinced, but...
What's your opinion, Sergeant Gaunt?
Yeah, Gaunt.
Your speculation does have a certain level of plausibility.
Could the police say that?
But speculation is just speculation. Cracking a case comes down to evidence and facts.
And we have just proven that there's a chance it wasn't a suicide in a locked room.
My statements are backed by factual evidence.
Your speculation does seem to explain some of the phenomena at the scene. But there are still fatal contradictions between it and some crucial facts.
Do tell.
What facts?
Time.
Everybody always talking about time over here.
Between 1:40 and 2:30 that afternoon, the cafe downstairs heard uninterrupted phonograph music.
Yeah, where's the contradiction?
If the killer turned on the phonograph to transport the key back into the room, then before 1:40, he must have locked the door and left the scene.
Yeah.
According to autopsy, your brother's time of death is estimated to be between 2 and 3.
That's a 20-minute difference. That's a 20-minute difference. Like, what the fuck? Even if we didn't have an idea already with some kind of knife stab mechanism, that is still a rather short difference. And thus, I feel like, come on, bro.
Of course, it can be narrowed down further to 2 to 2:28. He was dead when the police arrived. You catch what this implies? Even following your speculation, your brother got stabbed after the killer left the room.
Well, we still have some pieces of evidence in the room that I have yet to explain.
Well, that blows the foundation of this reasoning out of the water, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. I'm not done
He
yet.
was attacked before 1:50, with death occurring after 2 o'clock.
You know he died from a weapon piercing the left pulmonary artery, causing sudden cardiac arrest. In other words, he died instantly, right after getting stabbed. The bloodstains at the scene confirm that as well.
I still think there's a possibility that he died of some drug that is not known, so he died earlier than they think. But I think it's also possible that he was just drugged/poisoned to be, you know, in a rigor mortis-like state, and then through another mechanism, got stabbed.
Could this situation be due to
Paper reel installed later, delayed murder, presence of an accomplice? Well, that's probably the second one, but I'm still gonna shave.
Since the door was locked first, then the murder, the killer likely employed a method to delay the time of the murder.
How can that be possible?
Jedi tricks.
There are no signs of binding or defense wounds on your brother's body. Would he just stand by and watch the killer set up a killing mechanism?
I suspect my brother had lost
Well,
the ability to
calm
move
down, me. Jeez.
because
Good thing that it fixed itself this time. Had lost the ability to move. Do we have any evidence of like a drug type thing? Paralysis of the back nerves due to stimulation. I guess. Asbestos mesh. I guess this is the only thing I have that even remotely talks about some kind of, you know, the state that he was in.
my brother's autopsy report is the best evidence. Officer Jones mentioned that most contortions are related to paralysis of the back nerves. I suspect the killer used anesthetic drugs on my brother.
We've suggested this direction early on, but toxicology results came back all negative.
Perhaps a substance undetectable with current forensic expertise.
Can't confirm or deny that possibility.
Yeah.
But before delving into the drug angle, a more pressing question is, if there was no one in the room at the time, how did the weapon pierce the victim's chest?
That's what we're about to figure out together.
No crossbows or similar devices were found at the scene.
But we'll make it work.
Officer Jones, was the dagger vertical to the ground at that time?
Vertical to the ground.
At that time, the body was in a contorted position, the chest almost parallel to the ground. The dagger was thrust vertically into his chest. It can be considered as vertical to the ground.
Thanks, man.
Vertical to the ground. And the location where my brother was murdered happened to be directly beneath the skylight. This is likely not a coincidence.
Are you suspecting the killer hung the dagger on the skylight?
Something like that, maybe.
On second thought, the skylight is very high and it's impossible to reach without a ladder. But Mrs. Cheng's house doesn't have a ladder. There were no signs of anything being moved at the crime scene. How was the dagger hung up then? It can't have flown there, can it?
Have I ever told you the story of the flying dagger?
Officer Jones, you reminded me. This item made me realize how the killer suspended the dagger.
Is it the mesh? Present evidence. Mesh charred black with a tin iron wire tied to each corner. I don't know where this is though. Like I don't know. I don't remember where we found this. Scorch marks on the frame. Oh, a photo of brothers. The sky lanterns, maybe. Haha.
Mr. Shen's suggestion the photograph along with the dagger took off?
Yep.
He
Totally.
means the lantern in the photo. That idea does have a touch of imagination.
Doesn't it though?
But can a lantern truly carry a dagger and...
Oops.
At room temperature, air density is 0.08 of a pound per cubic foot, while hot air in a lantern is 0.06 of a pound per cubic foot.
Suddenly this dude's all smart and shit. Damn.
35 cubic feet volume.
What the
lantern,
fuck?
excluding its own weight, can lift an object weighing up to 9.17 ounces.
Like if you had put this into like more, let's say, colloquial terms, I would have not been surprised, but he's all like, this exact amount and these perfect numbers. But hey, I guess he's just well learned, despite how he seemed at the start.
The dagger weighs 5.64
Wow.
ounces, requiring only 24 cubic feet of lantern volume to lift it.
Jeez.
Sergeant Gaunt's calculations are precise and admirable.
Yeah.
Never thought Sergeant Gaunt's math skills were so deep and unbelievable.
Just a bit of a private hobby, you know.
Uh-huh.
So why wasn't there a lantern found at the crime scene?
Because it was burned. This time we don't have to worry about the order. At least I hope it doesn't matter where I put these things, but this has gotta be one of them. This is probably related. Why doesn't it appear on the fucking part where I can put things in? And this is probably also involved, right? Can't really see anything relevant from this, can I? I guess the window could also be an important piece of the puzzle. But maybe that's more of a result of the thing rather than the rest. I guess the candles could once again come into play because, you know, they might have been lit. There's gotta have been some fire somewhere, right? But, I need to find the items that make up the sky lantern in the room. Right, the kerosene lamp is the one that probably lit the fire. It's probably these two. And then this? Probably this, right? Let's submit it.
I got it. The asbestos mesh serves as the base support for the lantern, with a stone wax as the heat source. This partially burned piece of paper should be part of the lampshade. On the lab table, there's a stack of identical, large, lightweight sheets of paper.
I didn't ken what method the killer used. He completely burned a lampshade like that.
I believe the lampshade must have been brushed with kerosene. When the flames spread, it could burn down the entire sky lantern.
No wonder there were paper ashes on your brother's
Yeah,
body.
weren't those rather weird and totally unresolved, and yet you still tried to close the case?
The position where the lantern hangs from the ceiling is not controllable.
That's what you think.
How did the killer ensure that the falling dagger would definitely stab the victim?
Well, I'm not saying I don't know the answer definitively, but I am going to say.
Besides, about the death time delayed, how did he control the timing of the dagger's descent?
With the wire, the thread.
There should be another mechanism at the scene, composed of a sky lantern and some other items.
Oh boy. Okay. So the lamp must certainly be involved. Just don't know where to put things at the moment. Review. To address the delay and limit issues with the dagger's placement. There must be another set of mechanisms on site. Need to select the items that compose it. The skylight might be involved, you know, since that limits the position the lantern could be in, so maybe that's at the top. Have we... Yeah, no, that's just the song. Do I just reuse some of the stuff? Or like put this in the second slot and this in the bottom or something? I think we put this at the bottom, probably. But... which one do we put in the middle? This or this? Or... maybe this comes into play here somehow. I'm just... I feel like it's a little unclear in these sequences. What exactly you are supposed to put in places. Like, the intention, I think, is clear enough, but... yeah. So, this is the construction, right? Like, this lantern, I guess, was floating in this confined space. You know, that's why there are also burn marks there. Then, the knife was carried by... this? And this was the, you know, what made it delayed and shit. And also, I guess, provided the heat or something. Burned paper ashes were found on the body. Also unburned scraps of paper with illegible writing. The mesh is charred black with a thin iron wire tied at each corner. The central asbestos has been replaced with wax. I put this here because it would have had to burn down in order to drop the knife, right? So maybe that. No? The killer used kerosene, and there was another area contaminated with kerosene as well. Ow! Was there kerosene found anywhere else? Where? Where? Wait. Nope. I don't see kerosene mentioned anywhere else at all. We know about this. Maybe this is supposed to go there instead? What did he just say? Let's... oh, fuck, I can't check the... I can't check the fucking quote, no. I guess I'll try this instead of that, but that doesn't really speak to what he just said at all. The killer used kerosene, and there was another area contaminated with kerosene as well. Where? I checked all the evidence, there wasn't anything. Huh? Like, should I put this in there? And, maybe the candles after all? Oh, one with kerosene marks. Oops. I guess that is the mechanism then. Alright. My bad. Somehow I didn't select the candles to check.
The ring at the end of the dagger's handle.
But you know what I mean
shows
about it
signs
being a
of
little
scorching.
unclear.
There are scorch marks on the skylight frame as well. And the location where my brother was murdered happened to be directly beneath the skylight. That's the killer's plan.
Go on then, let's hear it.
The reason the killer placed my brother right beneath the skylight is because the skylight is concave, feasible to fix the sky lantern to its window frame.
I do think it's a little weird that it's just dropping would be enough to pierce that deep, but maybe. It's supposed to be a pretty light knife, right? But I don't know if it's sharp enough, I guess.
Then, he tied the kerosene-soaked cotton thread to a candle. After arranging the key, paper, and phonograph, he could leave the room and lock the door. Before long, the candle burned down to the cotton thread that suspended the dagger. Finally, the dagger fell vertically, piercing my brother's chest. My brother's death is definitely not a suicide. It's murder. The killer is still at large.
Thanks.
For someone without professional training, you are quite impressive.
As a mystery author, is what he's gonna say, isn't it?
You do have a natural talent for detective work, indeed.
Okay.
However, this particular dagger tips the scales at a mere 160 grams.
Wait, is it 190 or 160? There have been some, you know, inconsistencies between what they were reading and what it says on screen, but usually it wasn't really of any import. But here I feel like it might be a little important. Maybe not, but... I can't find it here. So, I don't know which one is right. Let's assume the text is probably more accurate.
Falling from the skylight, could it veritably penetrate your brother's heart?
I was asking that too.
Perhaps it behooves us to undertake an experiment.
Alright, Jones, lie down over there. We're gonna drop a knife on you. Several hours later at the crime scene.
I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Shen.
They even put clothes on it.
We've given it our all, tried every which way, but we just can't mimic the scenario you put forth.
But those mechanisms, why?
I do ken how you're feeling. But
Maybe
I'm
it was...
fearing we're at a standstill with no breakthroughs in sight.
Maybe it's a trap to make us think. That would be the setup, and then make us think, oh no, it can't be that way. To hide the actual mechanism, which is... What?
先生，找到那份书稿了。
The fuck you talking about?
我刚刚睡着了。
是啊，外面天都亮了。
沈先生，趁你睡着，我翻了好多书架，可算是把那本书找到了。
Yeah, you're the best.
夸我，夸我。
You're the best.
秀丽，快把书拿给沈先生看吧。
沈先生， 罗佩借鉴的应该是这篇小说了。
藻井之上，作者勾陈居士。
Huh.
如果不是
Caisson? A kind of ceiling structure in traditional Chinese architecture, which makes the building ceiling concave upward like a well, and the walls are decorated with algae patterns, hence the name caisson. I don't know what that means, but it might mean algae. It is generally composed of multi-layer arc of wooden architecture, which shrinks from bottom to top to form an inverted bucket shape. It is commonly found at the top of architectural structures such as grottos, temples, and palaces. Similar to the skylight.
祖父的吉星，我恐怕不会再踏入祠堂一步。老屋门环上斑驳的铜锈，一如叔伯们身上阿扎的铜锈。三婶逢人便炫耀儿子留洋带回来的留声机，据说是灌了名人的唱段，要在仪式上大伯一首。大伯死了，被刺死在祭祖仪式上。
But he was stabbed in the back.
那可是间密室啊，唯一的钥匙就在大伯身上。现场除了尸体旁的七星灯格外惹眼，就是那会唱歌的机器。
That sure is just a little bit similar.
大伯是被七星灯借命，亦或是被机器的声音蛊惑？我重新勘察了现场，的确是间密室。
Though in this case, I guess there isn't really much of a question of it being suicide because he was stabbed in the back. So unless he set up the mechanism himself, I guess, which could be possible, it would not be considered a suicide.
留声机也因变调而显得诡异，难道真的是鬼神作祟？凶手是用孔明灯将凶器升到藻井之上的。变调的留声机则让我察觉到了滚轴上的鱼线，密室迎刃而解。但藻井下的悲剧，还要像这滚轴一样轮回多少次呢？封底贴着一张纸，上面写着邵伯镇官厅街东首。
Eastern end?
先生，怎么样？有什么发现吗？
密室、留声机、孔明灯、北斗七星，这些描述都与哥哥遇害的现场一致。书中的密室没有天窗，但屋顶有个藻井，两者的作用是一样的。摩斯码纸带则被替换成了鱼线。相比罗佩的小说，这份书稿与哥哥的命案现场更加相似，就好像作者亲历过一样。
其他现场的细节也都一样吗？
小说中的案件发生在祠堂，而伦敦的案件发生在书房，两者的布置有诸多差异。
Most importantly, I'd say the thing that I pointed out.
不过，这些差异均与案情无关。
Are they though? I think the back and front thing might actually be irrelevant in some way.
唯一案情上的区别是死状。
死状
I guess he's gonna bring that up now.
小说中的受害者是在藻井下长跪祭拜时，被凶器插在他的背上，他的尸体也没有出现反曲现象。
Yeah.
这个差异意味着什么呢？
沈先生，我听了你们的讨论，突然有些联想。
愿闻其详。
我记得车尔尼雪夫斯基曾说：“艺术源于生活，高于生活。”毕竟
Chernyshevsky. a Russian materialist, philosopher, and one of the authors of the progressive magazine The Contemporary, criticized the Tsarist government and actively spread ideas about a peasant revolution. At the age of 27, in his work The Aesthetic Relations of Art to Reality, he proposed materialist views such as beauty is life and art stems from life, challenging the then dominant idealist aesthetics of Hegel. He revealed the dependent relationship of beauty to life, which had a profound influence on later generations.
本人也是侦探小说作者嘛，明白作者喜欢从现实中获得故事灵感。既然这本书的情节与沈先生追查的案件高度相似，我想，那作者应该是案件的知情人吧。
Isn't it the other way around?
我的。
那两位可知道勾陈居士是何许人？
这我就不清楚了。
I assumed that the book had been written. I thought way, but maybe just before the death of Brian. Not to be mistaken with the life of Brian. But I guess it could have happened the other way around. My assumption was that, was I guess in reverse of what might actually have been the assumption the entire time.
作者只留了笔名，我也不知道他的真实身份。
他还有其他作品吗？
没有了，这是勾陈居士唯一的投稿。
And backwards that reads Arusonic. Sonic the Hedgehog. I see where this is going. This is a sequel to that Sonic Detective mystery game that we played a while ago. It all makes sense.
有没有哪位作家的文风与他相似呢？说不定作者还用过其他笔名。
此书虽构思精巧，但文笔生涩。作者更像初出茅庐的生手，而非经常创作小说之人。
It's like they were taunting us just by writing this.
那字迹呢？我好像看到过一些书稿字迹与这本书相似。
Oh, have you?
这是刘当用的誊抄件，字迹是誊抄原的，原稿已经退还给作者了。
当时退稿的地址应该还能找到吧？
时间久远，书局又搬过家，收稿和退稿的记录都找不到了。
书的这个部分，说不定对找作者有帮助。
This part of the book. Well, the thing at the end, the paper that said a kind of location. The front cover, the inner pages, the back cover.
书的封顶贴了一张纸，上面写着“邵伯镇官厅街东首”。
这个看上去确实是碧城姐的字迹。韩秋姐，你知道这个地址吗？
不过，你倒提醒我了。碧城说过，自己找到了部分据稿作者的地址，准备走访一下。
先生，我们快去吕先生写的地址看看吧。说不定勾陈居士就住在那里。
好，我们看看去。两位，我可以把这份书稿先借走吗？
当然，还有什么需要我帮忙的，尽管开口。
Thanks, man. You're so helpful. I made a total mess of your entire library, and you're still helping me.
再见，再见。
邵伯镇官厅街东首，就是这里了。
Does this place look more painterly than the other places we've been, or is that just me?
进去看看。
先生，这里看上去荒废很
I
久
guess
了。
outside looks more painterly than inside in this game. Yeah, she looks a
勾陈
bit
居士
abandoned.
会不会早
Looks
就搬
like
走
it could
了？
have been the scene of that book that we read, doesn't it?
看屋内的装饰布局，这不是住宅，而是一座祠堂。
祠堂？他总不会住在祠堂里吧？
先调查一下看看。
How intriguing. Oh. The right part of the couplet, the handwriting is already blurred. Continuing the family line, fragrant for generations to come sincerely. Huh. Shen, is the large table in the middle of the altar? Yes, the stairway on top is where the ancestral tablets are placed for worship. Okay. The left part of the couplet, on which it is written, holding the candle, carrying on the ancestor's light, illuminating the virtue. Two fallen chairs that don't seem to have anything special about them. Okay. The wooden door at the entrance of the ancestral hall. The plaque on the door reads De Shun Zhao, morality, obedience, and filial piety. Filial piety. We've heard that recently. Shouldn't the door of the ancestral hall usually be in the center? Why is it on the right side? Perhaps there are some feng shui considerations for this arrangement. What a coincidence! The door of the ancestral hall in the novel is also on the right side. Yeah, total coincidence. Afu, have you noticed the caisson above us? Caisson? I don't know. You know what? Let's fucking Google it. Caisson. Guys.
Caisson.
Caisson? Really? That's how it's pronounced? Okay, but that seems to mean something else. Large watertight chamber? I guess let's just say that that's that it just has the same pronunciation and has a different meaning derived from that. Caisson. That so doesn't look like an English word. Every time it's like a clearly not English looking word, and then it's given this most stupidly English pronunciation. I'm always like, come on, man. Like Latin words where the I, like where it's like I-O or something, and it's pronounced I-O and not E-O or something. That kind of shit is always like, come on, man. Come on, man. You're not even trying. Look up. This is a relatively rare octagonal caisson, almost identical to the description in the book. I looked up and saw the layers of vaults towering like the sky. The center of the vault is the Tai Chi pattern. The two yin and yang fish seem to be alive. Really, it is exactly like that. Could it be the case described in the novel actually occurred here? It's hard to say. Miss Wu once said that art originates from life. The author probably gained inspiration from here and incorporated it into the story. Miss Liu also found this place through the description in the novel. It is highly possible. Shen, it seems that there are words on this wooden board. Huh? There's a lot of dust on the wooden board. We need to wipe it off first. Oh man! It's almost like this is a Nintendo DS game or something. Music stops. Wow. And now make me blow into the microphone to remove the rest. I'll just keep going. I'll just never stop. I make it squeaky clean. Gorgeous. To know gratitude and pay gratitude. Oh, the plaque on the ceiling beam has fallen off. Underneath these 4 big characters, there are also lists of names. Bright Wu, William Wu, Robert Wu, Grace Wu. I'll turn him to Wu. It seems like this place is the Wu family's ancestral hall. Melissa Wu, Rentley Wu, Stone Wu. Stone Wu. Shen, is there something wrong with Stone Wu? Maybe. Yes, I have seen the name Stone Wu on your board. He's one of the suspects in the case. Stone Wu, is it him? The atmosphere.
煞气重得很。二位私闯进来，小心会有血光之灾呀。
Hello, stranger.
所幸二位也算有缘，遇上我谢半仙。
You're a demigod? Damn.
就由我来帮你们算一算如何避凶。
你不也是私闯进来的吗？
非也非也，我对这里熟得很，知道化解之法。
What situation?
我看你是想骗我们算命，让我们付钱吧。
施主，这个讲究的是缘分。找5个铜板，捧个香火，为此事做个小小的功德便可。
谢老先生，我欠2份香火，但你不必给我算命。
不知施主希望我做什么？开光、做法、解梦、看风水。
我想请教几个问题。
好说好说。
谢老先生可认得这宅院的主人？
It's me.
吴家大老爷吴志明吗？我还给他的孙子们算过姻缘。
In Kengan, Asura, Kengan, Omega, whatever, there's a Wu family. So with all of these Wu combinations, I can't help but be reminded.
不过，他们几年前举家搬去上海了，这祠堂也就荒废了。
吴家可有善写书之人？
吴家人大多经商，只有吴老爷的3孙子吴松涛独立。不过，听说他留洋去了。
果然是他。
巧了，1个月前有位姑娘来过，也问了我同样的问题。
I think we know the one.
半仙，你说的这位姑娘可是圆圆脸、留短发，戴一副黑框眼镜。
I mean, she could have changed her haircut, but hey, sure.
正是，原来你们认识啊。
不知那位姑娘还说了什么？
她说，她是什么书局的修撰。吴家公子7年前向书局投稿了一本书，他觉得写得很不错。
7 years ago, that would indeed put it, if that's the one, would put it before the murder. I think at least. Right, it was like... I think it's like 3 years ago, but maybe it was just 3 months ago or something. When was it? I guess I can't tell. Well, not 7 years, I'm pretty sure.
是啊，他是这么说的。
原来，
施主，瞧你印堂发黑，命里会有劫数。
呸！先生，你是不是又头疼了？我扶你去休息吧。
不急，我们先回一趟书局，我需要确认一些信息。
4 hours later, inside the Shanhe's cabin.
先生，你真的不再休息一下吗？
4 hours is kind of long.
思绪纷扰，也睡不着。
算了，拗不过你。话说，祠堂里那个算命先生说7年前，你好像很震惊的样子。
罗佩的斗士遗阵，是哥哥命案后才发表的。
Wait, yeah, that one, yes.
因此，我一直认为书的作者是命案的知情人，但凿井之殇是7年前写的，远早于命案发生的时间。
Yeah.
也就是说，写出小说的作者反倒不一定与命案有关。
Maybe not the author.
而是真正的凶手在作案时模仿了小说中的杀人手法。凶手是读过这本小说的人。
Stone Woo might have had access.
更准确的说，是知道小说内容的人。这本书被拒稿了，并未得到发表。理论上，在命案发生时，知道内容的人只有作者本人。当然，也不能排除作者曾私下给其他人看过书稿。
Just told the idea, told the story to friends or something.
我们刚刚回书局一趟，先生已经确认那位编辑和滕超元没出过国。他们也表示没有跟其他人说起过书的内容。
接下
never
来需要
mentioned
确
the
认
book. Okay.
就是作者那边了。
这么说，吴松涛的嫌疑还是很大。
可偏偏吴松涛在案发前一天就离开伦敦返回国内了。
Or did he?
可是，案发现场不是发现了延时装置吗？
Well, not delayed by an entire day, sadly.
那套装置最多只能延时10几分钟，不可能达到1天之多。而且，案发那天早上，不少人都见过哥哥。
那吴松涛的不在场证明一定是伪造的。
其实，从伦敦带回案卷后，他看上去并无异样，还拿出了传票和离境记录作证。那些资料看上去是真实的。
But maybe he made somebody else do it for him.
这些年来，我不是没有推演过吴松涛是凶手的可能，但并未找出破绽。
的确，如果吴松涛真的是凶手，他是怎么
Right, I guess 3 years does make some sense, given how he had that dream 1,100 something times. And he just said, years.
无论如何，我们都有必要再去上海一趟，问一问有关这本书的事。
没错，感觉我们离真相越来越近了。
沈仲平和他的助手最近去了扬州，在金瓷书局里找到了一份书稿。
Chen Chengping recently went to Yangtze.
书稿，据说是本小说。沈仲平认为，他跟吴松涛有关。他正在来上海的路上，应该是想找吴松涛。
知道了。
Shadowy figure. Probably unrelated. Am I supposed to hit a button here? I'll hit the A button. Okay, nothing's happening. I suppose we'll just take in the scenery until the game decides that we've seen enough. And I'll have some water. Ah, there we go. Supreme wisdom, I'm sure. The Confined Mystery. Determined to uncover the truth. Completed Chapter 5. Huh. I guess that counted as a chapter.
天色不早，快打烊了。咱们抓紧时间去吴松涛的洋货铺。
Well, since that was so short, I guess we'll keep going.
街上的汽车也变多了。先生，你知道我最喜欢什么时候的上海吗？
晚上，因为有电。
那你猜猜，这次来上海，我最想坐什么？
市城新开的当当车。
先生懂我哎。
Oh. Is that the same kid from the first case? It certainly has the same hairdo? Can you even call it that? The same hair massacre, I don't know, since 1892.
哎，那不是贝先生吗？
Oh yeah.
Daddy, Fifi wants colder water.
Deny. You've had too much today.
Daddy won't get Cece the colder water.
Oh, Cece, don't cry. When we get to Grandpa's house, he'll make tea for you.
But I don't want tea.
Cece doesn't want to drink tea, just wants the colder water.
Come on, get rid of the cocaine. Jeez. It's not like it's bad for you or anything. Joseph, stop tormenting that little girl.
这，请稍等，西西他有些情绪。
Sissy, this is a kaleidoscope I made myself. Do you want to take a look?
Oh, he knows some English too.
Wow, there are flowers standing inside. It's amazing.
If you like it, I will give it to you.
周，我听说你去了湖南。
What a steady hand at solving this problem. No.
哥哥的案子有些新发现。
3年多了，你还在坚持。
这次查到的线索与吴松涛有关，我想再询问他一下。
What is it, Joseph? Do you have a problem with me still being at it? Getting closer to the truth, huh? Huh?
吴松涛，这人最近惹了不少麻烦，巡捕房的人也在找他。
Oh.
是的，先生，快看，这是稻草人送我的。
恭喜你找到了稻草人朋友。
好。
稻草人还答应陪我一起去奥之国冒险。
Oh.
The Wonderful Wizard of Oz is a children's fantasy novel by American author L. Frank Baum, published in 1900. It tells the story of a young girl named Dorothy who is swept away by a tornado to the land of Oz, where she meets the Cowardly Lion, the Tin Woodman without a heart, and the Scarecrow without a brain. Together they journey to the Emerald City to find the wizard, each hoping to fulfill their own desires. The book's imaginative world was met with critical acclaim upon release, and its adaptation into a Broadway stage play in 1902 was also a resounding success. Yeah.
But all I have in my hand is straw.
It's okay. You can go to the Emerald City and ask the wizard to give you a brain.
Thanks.
That's great. Then I can learn how to think.
Mr. Lion, now we should head to Mr. Tin Woodman's place.
Sure. Mr. Ginger is also waiting for you there.
Uh-huh.
周，我得先带西西去他爷爷家，晚些时候再找你聊这件事。
无妨，改日再聊。
哈哈哈。
先生，贝先生好像对西西完全没办法呀。
这就叫一物降一物。
Great. Cola. No, wait, that doesn't say cola. That's Wheel something. Foreign goods. That's where we're supposed to go, I think. Let's hurry and go to the foreign goods store to find stone wool. But this guy's carrying snacks, I guess. foreign goods store.
Miss 莉亚，看您皮肤隐有油光哦，一定得试试玫瑰白粉水。去油去腻，瞬间闪亮，肌肤水润，满满芬芳。
我看上去很油。
What? Look at that, Onesan.
不油不油啊！
She just said she does.
不油的皮肤最怕晒了。
Well, you sure turned yourself around quickly, didn't you?
上海那个太阳毒的哟，一不小心您就被晒成了黑炭啊！方式是嫩容月夜，肌肤水嫩白似雪，肌肤光。
怎么，嫌我皮肤太黑啊？
She's messing with him, but yeah. Good. He seems kind of scummy here.
哎，very right， 李小姐天生beauty。
吴老板，听说你的玫瑰花水有新房子，拿给我看看吧。
哎呦，真不巧，玫瑰花水刚售罄了。本店茉莉香粉也很受欢迎，你考虑一下。
好的呀。
Watsons. We've heard of that brand before.
仲平啊！稀客，真是稀客啊！丁香啊，帮我招呼一下李小姐。
好。
She doesn't seem too happy.
李小姐，你有什么想知道的，可以问我。
That kanji on her arm, I think, is for yaku or raku, I guess. Which is for, like, you know, medicine and stuff. In Japanese. In Chinese, it probably means about the same thing, but it's probably pronounced very differently.
是什么风把你给吹来啦？
还是为了我哥哥的案子，有些事想要请教。
You know, same old reason, the only reason I ever talk to you.
你哥跟我啊是粗科兄弟，有什么地方用得到我，你尽管讲。
Well then, why did you kill him? Oh, you know it was. Wait a minute. Ah, and we found him. Boom, case
宋
closed.
少兄还记得邵博官厅街东首吗？
My brother's murderer says, what? What? Ah, you caught me. That's how it's gonna go. Shaobo Guanting Street.
那是我们家的戒指堂啊，你是怎么晓得的？哦，哎，肯定是伯安同你讲过。哎，那间宅子以前很气派的哦，不过现在都荒废了。
我们可算找到你了，勾陈居士。
沃特居士。
That kind of sounded like he said, what did you
《
say?
智商》这本书的作者勾陈居士，就是你吧？
你拿我寻开心呐、我哪里会写不可呀？
Who's that? Some officials?
哎呦，那么 style 啊！各巡长大驾光临，真是李小店蓬荜生辉呀！宣布放军。
Redhead policeman. Redhead policeman refers to the Indian Sikh, is it pronounced Sikh? I think so. Patrolmen in the former Shanghai International Settlement who were often seen wearing red turbans, hence the name Redhead policeman. Sikhs are generally tall and have dark skin. They were introduced into the Hong Kong police force in the mid-19th century to combat crimes. After the outbreak of the Sino-French War, the relationship between the Shanghai Municipal Council, the ruling agency in Shanghai International Settlement, and the local Chinese became more delicate. In order to appease the concerns of overseas Chinese, while controlling costs, redhead policemen began to appear in the streets and alleys of Shanghai.
现在人等让开。哎呀，巡长啊，小本生意，您要的东西啊，我早就备好了。那还不带我去看看？仲平啊，我得先接待一下新阁巡长。你看咱们
back alley, not back alley, back room deals going on here.
我明日再来拜访。
你就是沈正平？
How do you know?
正是。您认得在下？
汉阳那个案子，你办得还不错。
寻找编制汉阳铁厂的案子啊。
哦呦，现在上海难道还会有人不知道沈仲平的大名啊？虎豹上那篇文章可是全城的热议焦点啊！
先生，你成名人了。
好了，该办正事了。
辛苦巡查。
Strongly holding myself back from turning this into that song again.
先生，既然今天无法拜访吴松涛，
去吃东西。
嘿嘿嘿，我已经打探好了，咱们住的那家宾馆的葱油拌面非常不错。
Sounds great. 2 hours later. Damn, everything takes forever.
先生，肚子。
Okay, I guess if we already ate and came back to our hotel, then it's not that long.
谁让你吃完面以后，又吃下去一整只八宝鸭的？
都怪邻桌的鸭子闻起来太香了。吃饱后好困啊。谁呀？
Yeah. Just a murderer? Just make sure you don't get stabbed upon opening.
有人留下了一张纸条。下午不方便，晚上8点洋货铺书房见。你自己过来。
Why, if this is stone, then why would it be written like this? It says my store, so it couldn't really be anybody else, could it? Joseph, does he have a store? Probably not. Very suspicious.
是吴松涛约你吗？神秘兮兮的。
Sure seems like we're being baited into a trap that would lead to him being already dead when we show up, and then we get accused of murder again.
你先睡吧，我出去看看。
早去，早回。
Wow. The lit streets sure have a different vibe. I'll go this way first. Wait, that's the way I'm supposed to go, isn't it? But I'll go all the way. I'm leaving. Detective Life is for dummies. Hey, look, there's a red hat guy. But it's not a turban, so I guess it's a different guy. Different kind of police guy. It's almost 8 o'clock. I shall go to the foreign goods store to afford the appointment right now. I thought they meant tomorrow. I guess we don't have that letter in our inventory. Various items loved by ladies are displayed on this cabinet. There are the popular Shuang Mei brand snowflake paste and fragrant flora water, rose whitening water, beauty liquid, and flower water. Cosmetics in the late Qing dynasty. Foreign cosmetics were initially sold and distributed by foreign trading companies in China. In the 1860s, perfumes like Florida water from the American company Landman and Kemp became popular. In the 1880s, foreign goods shops and foreign-owned pharmacies also began selling cosmetics. Products such as tooth powder and vanishing cream gained popularity. In the early 20th century, modern cosmetics like lipstick and eyebrow pencils entered the market. Foreign companies also started incorporating the image of classical Oriental women into their advertisements to showcase the effects of their products. The cabinet contains various bottles, each filled with distilled water from different brands. Distilled water in the late Qing dynasty? During the Qing dynasty, distilled water was a luxury primarily enjoyed by the royal family due to its high production costs. For instance, when Emperor Kangxi brewed tea, he resorted to using distilled water if high-quality spring water was not available. This was because the groundwater in Beijing, the capital at the time, was severely polluted. In 1903, Watson's Industries introduced bottled distilled water. Initially, it was not available to the public, but was supplied directly to official residences, high-end restaurants, and other elite establishments, becoming the preferred choice of water among the Manchu nobility, seen as befitting their status. Wow. That's an advertisement for Watson's Cola Water. Cola water, strong flavor, and is as refreshing as nectar. On the counter, there are copper human body models, presumably used to demonstrate human anatomy. Okay. Stone Wu, are you there? I thought we came from the right. Oh, I guess we came from the middle front. Okay, okay. No response. Oh, we're gonna break down a door again. I am Shen Chengping, here for the appointment. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. I'll wait for him to in the study. Oh, I guess you don't have to break it open. And he's dead. He's so fucking dead, you guys. And the police are already called, and they're gonna find me in the act. The cabinet also contains some carefully preserved calligraphy and paintings, as well as a safe. What do you mean also? On the cabinet, there's a hat and a stack of documents. Various documents and a few photographs are displayed on the cabinet. There's a photo of my brother in stone wool. Judging from my brother's attire, it must have been taken 7 or 8 years ago. Well, I don't see a corpse. A complete set of delicate tea utensils is placed on the desk. Next to the tea utensils, there's a key. On the right side of the desk, there's a stack of documents with a sticky note on top. Huh? What is this? This document is... Yeah. It's what? Nudes? The Shanghai Enigma, Chapter 6. What is it? What horrible thing is she gonna find? Poor lady. Yeah. So are we dead now? Because... did we leave, or what's going on here? Or is she in on it and lying? Where's Shen? Well, I'm thinking now we're gonna go into the for real case, which will probably take a while. Before we get into that and then, have to stop in the middle or something. I guess we'll call it here. Bit of a shorter one, but we learned a lot. The plot moved a lot. And we even solved, I guess, kind of, sort of, pseudo-solved the case. So yeah, let's continue that next time for real. And for now, for today, I will thank you for watching, hanging out, and making it to the next exciting piece of plot with me, and the next exciting case. And I hope you'll join me again sometime, like probably tomorrow, as we continue this mystery, and find out whether or not Chen is dead. Who else might have died? Who was in on it? And why? And all kinds of other questions. Some of which will probably be resolved by the end of tomorrow's episode. If not, then maybe the next time after that. Who knows, man? Who knows, man? I don't know, man. But yeah, be there to find out, because I know you are just so curious. So, until we meet again, I say お疲れ様. Bye-bye.